Evening, everyone. Today we will discuss based on the article about the issues and trends of depression among students in Malaysia. Before we start, let me introduce myself first. My name is Sahira Rushdina binti Muhammad Shukri and my match number is 294882. I will be the moderator for today's forum. We have three speakers here. Speaker 1 is Nurul Shazwani binti Rozwan and her match number is 295470. Speaker 2 is Nur Azira Adriana binti Alias and her metric number is 294248. Last but not least, speaker 3 is Wan Faiza Farisha binti Wan Siddiq with her metric number 293560. Now let's move to the discussion. Depression is a mental health condition typified by enduring feelings of melancholy, hopelessness, and loss of interest in one's enjoyed activities. As a result, this illness is becoming more serious in youth, especially affecting school students. It is a common condition that has a number of potential causes, including genetic, environmental, and psychological ones. As people with a family history of depression may be more prone to the illness, genetic factors can also be at play. Similar to how internal factors might influence depression, external factors can also cause it to start or worsen. Examples including going through awful circumstances like abuse, losing a loved one, or going through a significant life transition like losing a career. Additionally, having a low sense of self-worth, a negative view, and a propensity to linger or dwell on negative thoughts can contribute to the development of depression, especially among students. Students may experience several effects from this illness, including those that have an impact on their social connections, academic performance, and general health. As a result, depression can be treated just like any other illness. It is imperative to seek out medical assistance or mental health services. In order to modify harmful patterns and behaviors, it requires consulting with a therapist to recognize them. As an alternative, creating a network of friends and family members can offer understanding and support. Feelings of loneliness and isolation that frequently accompany sadness might be reduced by discussing thoughts and feelings with a trustworthy friend or loved one. When needed, they can offer encouragement. All in all, everyone's experience with depression is different. Unfortunately, that works for one person may not work for another. It's crucial to consult with a mental health professional who can provide accurate diagnosis through an appropriate treatment plan. So next, I will be explain about problem definition and aim of the study based on this article. The article describes issues and trends of depression among students in Malaysia. According to the Malaysian Ministry of Health, depression items are inseparable from several features such as bad sentiment, incapacity to start a new life, hopelessness, feelings of melancholy, and loss of excitement in life. Without a doubt, depression poses a risk to a person's cognitive, emotional, social, and physical health. This disease will have an impact on students' health and may lead to more serious social issues such as theft, robbery, and murder. In certain schools, major issues like missing class, smoking, or gangsterism may be seen as more essential than depression. Depression is now a problem that is discouraged by other issues and lack social awareness as a result of this situation. Next, the aim of this article is to determine the levels of depression among secondary school students. Depression is the fourth most harmful disease in Malaysia. The result revealed that 72.6% of students had typical depression, whereas 12.5% had just mild depression. The survey found that the majority of students had moderate to severe depression. Parent stress, parental disagreements, parental emotional decline, and financial issues are just a few examples of family issues that can affect parents' emotional well-being and create depression in their children. The lack of positive peer interactions at school can also lead to depression in students. To ensure that students receive proper care and lead better lives in the future, it is important to emphasize the importance of guidance and counseling. Speaker 1, can you explain what is population and sample based on the article?
Okay, firstly, the population in statistics refer to the complete set of things from which you collect data from for statistical research. It might be a collection of objects, people, or other things. Population refers to data on your study of interest. So, for this article, the population is 24 secondary schools around the north of Penang, Malaysia. This school was selected on simple random sampling. So, we move to the sample. A sample is referred to as a more manageable and compact version of a bigger group. A subset of a larger population that share its traits. In statistical research, a sample is employed when the population size is too big to include all members. The sample in this article is 3,932 students selected as participants. These students consist of four students in all schools and students were selected based on simple random sampling. That's all for me.
Thank you, Speaker 1. Good explanation. Move to the second question for Speaker 2. Speaker 2, can you specify what the type of data has been used in the article?
Thank you, Sahira. So before I explain what the types of data that used in this article, let me explain first basic knowledge to everyone about data. In this article, we have two types of data. Data value is the set of values associated with one element of a population or sample. There are two types of data which are primary data and secondary data. Primary data is the data collected by a researcher for a specific research project. There are three types of primary data, which are surveys, observation, and experiments. However, in surveys, the researchers can use face-to-face interviews, phone interviews, and questionnaire. Besides, secondary data is the data collected by any person other than the one that is using it, which is also known as secondary second party data. It is often used before gathering primary data. In this article, the researcher the researcher used a primary data which is through service. The method used is postal service and website. For example, in the postal service, the researcher submit the questionnaire to the selected respondents through the school. Meanwhile, on the website, the researcher used statistical package for the social science, as means SPSS version 24.0 software to collect and analyze the data. Besides, secondary data also was used to enhance and expand the existing data. It can inform primary data collection strategies. In this case, the researchers used the Depression Anxiety Stress Inventory 21-21 measuring instrument that was adapted from the Ministry of Health Malaysia. That's all from.
Thank you, Speaker 2. And any of you want to add some explanation or maybe your own opinion? If not, we will continue the discussion. Anyone agree with
No.
Azira's explanation? I think all of us agree about the explanation, right? So we move to the third question for speaker three. Can you tell us the variables with the scale of measurement in this article, speaker three?
Okay, thank you for our moderator. So for everyone information, variable can be divided into two parts which are qualitative and quantitative. So quantitative variable, or we call them numerical, is a variable that measure a population element. So quantitative can be separated into two classifications, which are discrete variable and continuous variable. So discrete variable can be explained as a countable a number of values, and continuous variable can be assumed as an uncountable number of values. So quantitative can be summarized as an element of population. So in the article, we can find a lot of variables together with scale of measurement. So the scale of measurement has four common scale types, which are nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. In this article, we can find all the variables together with their scale of measurement. So firstly, items for depression, it is qualitative and the scale of measurement is ordinal. And for level of student depression is qualitative and the scale of measurement is ordinal. And then number of students based on the level of depression is a quantitative, which is the scale of measurement is nominal. And then student depression trends by categories is qualitative and the scale of measurement is nominal too. And then lastly, percentage of student depression levels, it is quantitative and the scale of measurement is ordinal. And that's all from me.
Thank you, speaker three. Before we end the discussion, let me make some conclusions. As we know, depression is an emotional disease that comes from unstable feelings such as sadness, low self-esteem, lack of fun, and self-guard. This disorder will affect students' health and can even invite more significant social problems such as stealing, robbing, and even killing. This situation worries all parties, not only the parents, but the entire school community. If depression is not curbing, students will likely take unexpected actions to commit suicide. Some schools may see that depression is less important than other serious problems such as skipping school, smoking, or gangsterism. This situation makes depression a problem that is hidden behind other problems and lack awareness in society. Thus, this study can give a comprehensive picture that depression is not a common problem. However, each party needs to learn from the black events that have occurred over the years. I think that's all from us today. Thank you everyone for having the discussion today. That's all for today. Thank you.